The Lion and the Two Bulls, a story of friendship and betrayal. Hello, dear friends. Once upon a time, in a wide green meadow, surrounded by tall hills and shining rivers, there lived two strong bulls, Brown Bull and Gray Bull. They were not just ordinary animals. They were brothers at heart. From sunrise to sunset, they stayed together. They grazed together, drank from the same stream, rested under the same tree, and even dreamed of building a peaceful life side by side. Every creature in the jungle admired their friendship. Even the birds on the trees would say, "Look, that's what true friendship looks like." No one dared to fight them, not even the mighty lion, because everyone knew that as long as these two stood side by side, they were unbeatable. But one hot summer afternoon, a lion came wandering near their valley. He was hungry, weak, and desperate. For days, he hadn't caught a single prey. When he saw the two bulls grazing peacefully, his eyes sparkled with greed. He licked his lips and whispered to himself, "If I attack one, the other will come running. I can't win this way. I must divide them first." He thought and thought, but no plan seemed to work. Then, as luck would have it, a cunning fox appeared from behind the bushes. The fox had sharp eyes, quick feet, and a wicked smile. The lion called her closer and said, "Fox, I'll give you a share of their meat if you help me break their friendship." The fox bowed and replied slyly, "My king, leave it to me. I know exactly how to turn friends into enemies." The next morning, when the sun painted the sky orange, the fox walked toward Brown Bull. She spoke in a soft, sad voice. "My dear friend, Brown Bull, I shouldn't say this, but your friend Gray Bull isn't what he seems." Brown Bull blinked. "What do you mean?" The fox sighed deeply. "Yesterday, I was near the forest, and I heard Gray Bull laughing at you. He said you are old and slow now, and that he doesn't need you anymore. He even said he could handle any danger alone." Brown Bull's eyes widened in shock. "That can't be true. Gray Bull would never say that." The fox shrugged and whispered, "Maybe, but I heard it with my own ears." Then she turned and walked away, leaving behind a dark seed of doubt. Later that evening, the fox went to Gray Bull. She lowered her voice and said, "Oh, Gray Bull, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but Brown Bull isn't loyal to you anymore. He said you're jealous of him and that you'll never be as strong as he is." Gray Bull's face changed. "What? Brown Bull said that?" The fox nodded sadly. "I wish it wasn't true, but I even heard him talking about it near the riverbank." Gray Bull's heart burned with anger and confusion. From that day on, things were never the same. When Brown Bull came to drink water, Gray Bull turned away. When Gray Bull tried to talk, Brown Bull stayed silent. The happy laughter that once filled the valley disappeared. They started grazing far apart, pretending not to see each other. The bond that once made them strong slowly faded, replaced by pride and hurt feelings. Days passed. The fox kept visiting both bulls, whispering more lies and feeding their anger. And soon, the two friends became strangers. No more smiles, no more help, no more trust. A few days later, the two bulls finally met near the riverbank. But instead of smiling, They glared at each other. Brown Bull snorted angrily. So it's true then. You think I'm weak and useless? Gray Bull stepped forward and shouted. And you said I'm jealous of you. How dare you? Their voices echoed through the valley as they kicked up dust and locked horns in anger. The ground trembled beneath them as they pushed and struggled, forgetting all the years of friendship they had shared. When they finally stopped, both stood panting, hurt, angry, and silent. From that moment on, their bond was broken. And the fox's lies had done their work. When the lion heard this, he laughed loudly. The time has come, he said. Now they are mine. The next morning, the lion waited behind the tall grass near the river. Brown Bull was grazing alone, unaware of the danger. Suddenly, with a powerful roar, the lion leaped forward. Brown Bull tried to fight back. His hooves pounded the ground, his horns struck with strength. But he was alone. There was no Gray Bull to help him this time. He called out for help. Brother, Gray Bull, help me. But far away Gray Bull only heard the distant sound of roaring. He frowned and said to himself, he probably doesn't need me. He said he's strong enough alone. So he stayed where he was. After a fierce fight, the lion killed the Brown Bull in the forest. Not long after, Gray Bull felt something unusual and started running toward the spot. Soon he reached the middle of the forest. He saw broken grass, hoof marks, and the lion's paw prints. A cold chill ran down his spine. Then he saw his friend lying lifeless on the ground, his heart filled with sorrow and regret. He walked closer, tears welling in his eyes, and whispered, "My brother, I didn't believe you. I didn't stand by you when you needed me the most." He stood by the river until sunset, heartbroken and alone. The wind blew softly, carrying away the last memory of their laughter. But the lion was still watching from the shadows. He waited for the perfect moment. And when night fell and the forest became silent, the lion attacked again. The lion appeared from the dark shadows of the forest, stood before the Gray Bull, and growled fiercely. The Gray Bull said, "I am not afraid of you." The lion roared and attacked. Gray Bull tried to defend himself. He fought bravely, but his heart was broken and his spirit weak. Without friendship, without support, he had no strength left. After a short, painful fight, the lion killed him too, far away in a lonely corner of the jungle. The next morning, the valley was quiet. No sound of hooves, no laughter. Only the whisper of the wind moving through the grass where two friends once stood shoulder to shoulder. The fox disappeared into the woods, her job complete, and the lion, sitting proudly on a rock, looked around and said softly, "Even the strongest can fall when they stop standing together." Days later, the story spread throughout the jungle. The birds, the deer, the rabbits, and even the tiny ants learned the same lesson. They all said to one another, "Never let lies and jealousy destroy your friendship, because when unity dies, danger rises." And so, my dear friends, remember this. True strength doesn't come from muscles or power. It comes from standing together, trusting each other, and believing in the bond of friendship. Moral of the story: stay united, trust your friends, and never let anyone come between you. Because real strength lies not in power, but in unity. Subscribe for more amazing cartoon stories.
Bye-bye.